So we're going to look at compound inequalities. These are inequalities that are either written in one big double inequality. Sometimes we use the word and sometimes you see the word or. So typical or inequalities tend to be shaded away from each other. They don't have to be, but the ones that you'll see typically are shaded away from each other. The word and, the ones that we're doing, implies both. So they're going to end up being shaded where you see both of the answers. So let's take a look at a couple of these. So in this first example, I used the word or. So in my head, I can typically say that I'm going to see them being shaded in opposite directions. So when I go to solve this first one, I need to divide both sides by a -3. I'm dividing by a negative, so we need to flip that sign. So this says shade where x is greater than 3. Over on the other side, I am going to subtract 5 on both sides. I will get x is then less than 1. So I'm going to shade here at 1. This would be an open circle. I'm shading less than 1. So I'm shading this way forever through infinity, but this is the negative side or the left side of infinity because I'm going down. Left side is negative. Over here, I'm shading where it's 3. This is a closed circle this time. It's saying shade where x is greater than 3, so I'm going bigger. This would be the positive side of infinity. The numbers are larger. So when I do my interval notation, I know that I'm going to pay attention to the infinity, the 1, I'm going to pay attention to the 3, and the other infinity. I read my graph from left to right. Infinities are always parentheses, so I'm starting at negative infinity. I keep reading my graph left to right, so the next thing that I see is that 1. So I'm going from negative infinity through 1. 1 is an open circle, so that means I use a parenthesis. Now the symbol in math for also is that U or union. Then I start up again at 3. It was a closed circle, so I use a bracket, and I am shading all the way through positive infinity. So that's what my interval notation would look like. Now when we see a double inequality like this, what I showed you in class is start with your number, hit one inequality, keep highlighting until you get to that next inequality. You can only have one. So we're going to split this up. I have -2 is less than 2 times x minus 6. That's my first one that I have to solve. When you see these doubles, this automatically implies an and problem. And means both. If I have this other side, I'm going to start at the number, I'm going to hit the inequality, I'm going to keep highlighting until I see that next inequality and I stop. I can't have 2 inequalities in my problem. So I write that one down. What I have highlighted is 2 times x minus 6 is less than or equal to 4. So I'm going to end up solving that one. This yellow one is here, and this pink one is here. So when I go to solve this, this is -2 is less than 2x minus 12. I would add 12 to both sides. I would then have 10 is less than 2x. Divide both sides by 2, and I get 5 is less than x. Well, we're used to seeing that x on the left-hand side, so I'm going to flip-flop all of this. I have x. The alligator's mouth is opening to the x. Look at that one. The mouth is opening to the x, and then I have 5. Over on the other side of the equation, I'm going to distribute this 2 in there. So I have 2x minus 12 is less than or equal to 4. I'm adding 12 on both sides. So I will then get 2x is less than or equal to 16. Divide both sides by 2, and x is less than or equal to 8. So let's graph this. First one, it says, here's 5. I'm going to make this 0. I'm going to make this a 10 maybe. It says open circle at 5, that x is greater than 5. So I'm going to shade where it gets bigger. My next answer said x is less than or equal to 8. So I'm going to go here at 8, and that was a closed circle, and it says it's less than. So where I'm paying attention to, guys, is it's an and. Ands means both. So I see that I am shaded both between that 5 and 8. So my interval notation would be where it's both. That's my answer. I start with that open circle at 5 and I end at that closed circle at 8. So open circle means parentheses, closed circle means bracket.